alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everybody, I'm Preacher Moss, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. Looks like I'm still having some sound problems. In the comment section, can you let me know if you can hear me? Okay, the intro has no sound. Can anybody hear me? Okay, the open is good. Thank you, Doug. Reed, can you hear me? Let me know. Let me see here. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, brother Nadeem, big brother Imam Nadeem Ali, all the way from Atlanta. Thanks so much for coming on, brother. So can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you. I think it might be an issue with this interface. This new computer for Apple doesn't have actual jack for the microphones. I had to buy this interface, so maybe it's gone bad. But in any event, I'm glad you guys made it to the show. Apologies. I tried to be a little slick. I was giving a shout out to my parents. I played some material that was older than them. That was the great Fats Waller on piano with Bill Bojangles Robinson, Lena Horne, and a clip, the club scene from Stormy Weather. So if you haven't seen Stormy Weather, I would emphasize that everybody go check it out. And you know what today is, brothers and sisters. Today is Friday Funnies. All right, that's it, Friday Funnies. I have to get some things off my mind. Some of them are funny, some are just ironic, but that's fine though. You know, my whole idea is I just wanted to be light. First of all, I have not watched the Republican response for Donald Trump. Look, I just can't do it. You know what? That's like you're a heroin addict, and then you call a crackhead in to testify for you. He can't make it. Bring the alcoholic. That's what it is, brothers and sisters. I don't even mean to be mean spirited, but that is what it is. I mean, all I'm waiting for is one of these guys to sit up here and tell me that Gorilla Glue will not stick to your head if you put it in your hair. Okay? So that's how far out the world is. You can get sponsorship because you took Gorilla Glue and put it in your hair. Yes, Tessica, I'm talking about you. You know my thing is, and it feels so bad, but I know I'm not alone. When I looked at a woman who took a bunch of Gorilla Glue because she didn't have conditioner. Let me tell y'all something. It's a big difference between conditioner and Gorilla Glue. Big difference. You know why? Because it says conditioner and Gorilla Glue. The stuff that the gel they use to slick down your hair, ladies, it says gel. Glue, gel. And you know what? I'm never going to put anything around my person that says Gorilla. Gorilla. Now, the first thing I'm like is, and this is bad. This is bad. You know, when I was a teacher, you would have, part of your job when you were a teacher, you would have to lie to parents about their children. You would have to tell them that their children were going to make it. And you knew they weren't going to make it. You know why? Because at this point in time, the parents hadn't made it. And I'm like, yeah. He gonna make it just like you. And I don't mean to be mean-spirited. Sometimes you gotta get it off your chest. The Gorilla Glue thing is stupid. Okay, it's silly. They got a plastic surgeon out in Beverly Hills to do, I guess, to un-Gorilla Glue it. Is that a new word? Un-Gorilla Glue it. Now, all I'm saying is, where was this girl's mama? Where was this girl's mama? Look, I'm going to tell you something. It was a time when we were growing up when you did dumb things or you made major mistakes. It was major mistakes, brothers and sisters. All I'm saying is you didn't let the world know. You don't go on TikTok and let everybody know all your problems. Okay, so I got stars in the building. If you're coming here for the first time, where you been? You're late. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for coming. So let me get this going. Let me give a shout out, Sister Reed. Sister Reed, thank you so much for the chicken soup. You know, I was a little under the weather. I don't know what was in that chicken soup. You had noodles, you had carrots, you had pasta, you had chicken, big as softballs, and heroin. and as a result, I couldn't go to prayers this day. I had to watch it on TV. I was like, I should not get out in a car, in an automobile, because I will wreck everything on the road, including myself. So, thank you for that. Doug, my main man. Thank you for coming on the show, Doug. Appreciate you. I'll figure out what's going on with this. So, Tana, we might have to do a test before we have our 300 show, just to make sure all the microphone stuff is working. This technology, it's beautiful when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's like when you get away with something. It's beautiful when you get away with it, but when you don't get away with it, it's usually messy. So, big ups to anybody coming on the show for the first time. I'm going to abbreviate this. Number one, if you're coming on the show for the first time, appreciate you coming. Spend a little time with us. Kick it in the comment section with our folks. We're coming up on our 300th episode. Now, you may not have been here for the other, 295 episodes. It's okay. We're going to treat you like family. The people in the comment section, you want to find out about these folks, and I'm going to tell you a little about them, if you don't mind. This is the beauty of having a show, because you have a little narrative if you want, and I don't mind kicking it, because I got a story about everybody on here. So, Reed with the heroin-laced chicken noodle soup for anybody who wants to get over cold, and anybody wants to get over cold and you like methadone at the same time. It's main man Doug. Isn't it ironic, the sound guy, my sound engineer, goes, sound is muted. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate you. Brother Nadeem Ali, I appreciate the Arabic. It reminded me that I need to study more. Imam Nadeem Suleiman Ali, my main man out of Atlanta. Last time we really get to hang out, we prayed Fajr together, and then he went. We left the masjid on west side of Atlanta. We left the masjid. His wife cooked a wonderful breakfast, and I fell asleep on that cat. That's what I remember. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. You got my brother Johnny L. Thomas, Mr. Milwaukee, my main man, my little brother, always holding it down, always positive. Because Milwaukee is a hard city, brother and sister. I'm here to tell you. Milwaukee's a hard city. I mean, that is the only city when it gets so cold, the police won't get out of their cars to arrest you. That is true. You got Mom, you miss Fats Waller. You miss Fats Waller singing Ain't Misbehaving. It was a classic. Actually, I made it a silent film because nobody heard a doggone thing, but that's the way it goes. And we got Sister Satana, of course. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Make sure, brothers and sisters, you are getting the email out. You're sending your emails in, because we're going to send out the link to the 300 show. We want to have everybody not in the comment section. I want to put you on the show, and I have to organize it so everybody gets their shine, all right? So it's not a thing where I say, tell your family and friends. No, you ain't got to tell your family and friends, because you might not like your family. You might not have any friends. I don't know. I don't want to assume anything. So, however, I do want you guys to come on the show, and we're going to kick it for that 300 episode. My main man from Toronto, Altaf Rashid. What's going on, beloved? Thank you so much, man. I know Toronto is cold, man. Because where I am is cold. So I didn't even want to go out the house. When you lazy and you want to go out the house, this is how you know it's cold. It's when you don't want to go out to get your newspaper. That's pretty cold. So, my mom's, we hear you. Her text is broken up. She had H in one submission and EAR. Hilarious. We got Sister Aika. Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Juma Kareem to you, sister. All the way from Indonesia. So I've been thinking, man, about, and I put Fats Waller on, and I apologize for that clip not playing. Something's going on with myself in YouTube. What was ironic about YouTube? Brothers and sisters, they actually flagged my show and said that my show was it was too mature. They moved me from general audiences to all ages to like 18 and above, and I'm like, this is YouTube. You can darn near see a whole half naked lady on YouTube, and the kids can watch it. And I'm like, we don't do any cussing. We don't do any swearing. There's no nudity. There's no violence. And how is it I'm 18 and above? I'm like, we need to get our own YouTube. We need BlackTube or something like that. black and blue tube, because this right here just doesn't work. I have to find another medium than you through other than YouTube, because they are killing me, man. They're killing me. You know what the killer part is? They find the best of African American performance excellence. They put it on this platform, and then they act like they own it. YouTube is nothing but algorithms, ones and zeros, X's and O's. It's not even a real person running YouTube. This is just another situation of people trying to figure out how they can control folks. And to me, it's annoying. Let's see, Walaikum assalam warahmatullahi beloved. How you doing, man? My brother. Stupid move on Gorilla Glue. Here's the thing about Gorilla Glue. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Several years ago, there was a young lady named Kim Kardashian that did something on a video and got famous off the video. All right? Now, we're going to leave that alone. She's married now. She has kids, family. Okay. But you can't rule out the fact. But that's the way you got famous. And I'm not saying it's a shortcut, but it's a shortcut. This is what you do for fame. This young lady with the Gorilla Glue, if your hair is like this, your hair is a helmet. You could play in the NFL as nose tackle and not get a concussion. Your hair is that hard, brothers and sisters. Hard. I'm talking about OSHA hard. I'm talking about walking around a construction site. If a beam fell, it would not cause her brain damage. That's how hard her hair was. You're that worried. You make a TikTok video to let people know, look at me. And the only thing that's sillier is people feel like, oh, she got a TikTok video. She has followers. That's what I'm going to do. So there's another video circulating. Thank you, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys. There's another video circulating of a black man trying to tell everybody that the Gorilla Glue ain't like that. Let me show you. I'm going to put it in a cup. I'm going to put it on my lip, and it's going to come off. Guess what, brothers and sisters? It didn't come off. And I'm just saying, this is what you're saying. This is what you're seeing, brothers and sisters. And I'm like, it takes away so much from the art. This is me as an artist. It takes so much of the art. I mean, it's just simple things, brothers. Just think about this. We have people who, we're always worried about COVID, right? We're worried about COVID. You know what? Instead of saying, they have people that get vaccinations, why didn't they just make people who have COVID wear a button that says, I have COVID? Like when you go vote, what do? You get a sticker that says, I voted. They say, I got COVID. You won't have to worry about social distancing at this point in time. People will run the other way. Don't just have a button that says, I have COVID. Make sure it lights up and spins around just to let everybody know you don't want to go in that situation. You say it was unintentional. Are you saying the Gorilla Glue incident was unintentional? I don't agree. Because unless you can't read Gorilla Glue, you got some problems there. That's right. Love in the chicken noodle soup. That's right. Yeah, good food will make you go to sleep, brothers and sisters. And don't forget, everybody, this is the email I want you to send your emails to, so I can make sure we have a nice list and we can get out a nice form tells you how to get in front of your computer, and we'll bring people on. JT's been on for the Father's Day show, if you remember. So this is going to be cool. Let me see here. Altaf said YouTube must have flagged the name of 45 as only for mature audiences. I have no idea, brothers. I mean, I'm not going to say something unfair like I'm unfamiliar with YouTube. I've put stuff on YouTube before. But just doing a broadcast is just so weird. And there's so many things I would love to show people, but you can't because so-and-so owns the rights or so-and-so owns the rights. And if you put it on, they kill your whole broadcast. And then everybody has to flip over to Facebook. And I'm like, yo, that's not what we're trying to do here. Let me give a shout out to my sister. What's going on, Miss Eleanor? Miss Eleanor. Let me see. Hi, preacher mom and I just talked. Both doing fine. Enjoyed the show yesterday. Mom and I had the show started just before you came on. All right, thank you, Miss Ellen. I hope you're doing well. Miss you too. So I mean, this is it. Like I like to find content of performers that were good. Now I found two clips, brothers and sisters, two clips. Now one has it's from Sanford and Son, but it's an episode with BB King, LaWanda Page, Red Fox, uh, uh, Don Bexley, and Lamont. And it was a episode of where BB King comes to L.A. to hunt down Fred. Um, Basically, he's thinking that he took his. Basically, the long story short is Esther broke BB King's heart when they were in St. Louis, and from there he went on to be a great blues singer. So I like the end because it's an outtake, but it's not an outtake. I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying. I'm saying it's an outtake, but it's not an outtake because everybody in the clip is phenomenal. And on improv, on an ad lib, everybody's phenomenal on an ad lib. Like I really want to do some research to find out specifically if that part was shot during the show as an outro or that actually happened after the show because it just seems so natural. And it's a salute to most of the people that you see here. I think out of all of them, I think maybe Damon Wilson is the only one that's living. So let me bring that up for you guys. And I always talk about Fred Sanford, Red Fox's timing. You're going to see it, man. And LaWanda Page, I really wanted to show you guys some of LaWanda Page's stand-up, but it would have got me flagged. It would have been, you have to be over 50 to watch her stuff. Dirty, but funny. So I always want people to know, if you're a Muslim comedian, I don't mean I ain't seen dirty comedians before. I just make a preference. I'm not saying they're not funny. They're hilarious. But sometimes, this is what you want to do. Okay, so let me see if I can bring this up for you guys. And we'll just have a quick time. This is real short, and I'll be back. This is, again, Red Fox, Don Bexley, Damon Wilson, BB King, and I can't remember the brother who played Woodrow, but he passed away just recently too. So let's give him a little love. All right, be right back.
You just look crazy. Till the dawn, and when she comes in line, I just take her in my arms and I'm much thicker now.
I'm sorry, y'all. Do you know how funny cats used to have to be back in the day? I mean, you're spoiled now. We're all spoiled. Just to get the ha-ha. Do you know how hard it is to be that funny, that on time, that in the music in between them? If you watch LaWanda Page, who played Aunt Esther, She gives it 4 bars because people are clapping and she knows that folks won't be able to hear her. Isn't that amazing? And instinctively, the band gives her another 4 bars and she gets up and does her show. I mean, come on, folks. Hey, who are some of the funny people you're watching these days? ShOUT, just recently, he's in a good mood. He actually got his money from Comedy Central, Viacom. They're paying him for some of the back episodes of the Chappelle Show. So he got a couple, I don't know how many million or whatever, but they released it to him. Big shout out to Brother Chappelle. A lot of people didn't think it was going to happen. It was far-fetched. You know, if somebody said they didn't think it was going to happen, it'd be okay. It'd be truthful. But he's doing it. You know, he's doing it. And you know what? I watched this clip. This is what you miss. In a world that's so tense, we got pandemics, you got political unrest, you got all that. You miss an elderly person saying something like, "Hey!" That's what you miss. All right now. Look, hey, that's what I mean. You know, when I was a kid, Marvin Gaye had one of the coolest dances. He wasn't a great dancer, but he had one of the coolest moves in the world. He would throw his hands out. I call it, I won't say what it was, but he threw his hands out like, all right. And that was the coolest thing in the world. And maybe that's what we needed now. We needed people who are cool. Like, we had a president for the last 4 years, too, but not cool. He was not cool. And it sounds bad, but he was like every other stereotypical white guy I ever knew in my life. Like, I used to tell a joke. I don't know if it's true or not, but it is kind of true. Like, you can tell when a white person is lying to you, because whatever they say, they leave their mouth open way too long. They'll be like, "Oh, no, that's not true. What? No. What? Who said that?" See how that is? No. That's when they're lying. So the police say, "Just step out of the car. We want to talk to you." Don't you get out of that car. You are going to jail. All right. So my last piece too, man, is going back to school now. Do you know how cool it would have been to be a kid and not have to go to school? Because I'm here to tell you, most of us in this chat room, we did not really get snow days or no days. Like, your school basically had to be covered in snow to have a snow day. Remember that? And I used to live, I grew up with the kids, you watch the news. Like, there was a generation of people, you heard about the weather maybe on the radio. Like, you didn't see it on TV. Big shout out to Al Roker. He's recovering from cancer. And I've just gotten back to liking Al Roker because he did something to me in my childhood. I'll never forget it. Traumatized me. It scarred me. Washington, D.C. was slated for potential snow. And Al Roker got on and told everybody. This is how you know. This is how you know you black kids watching TV. This is the only time you watch news, when you thought you were going to get out of school. Tell the truth. Al Roker, all these mediocrities are like, "Oh, we're not gonna, the snow's gonna miss us. Al Roker goes, "Tell everybody, no, they're wrong. The snow is gonna land. We're gonna get big snow. And I got really excited. And that was provocation for me not doing my homework. And I didn't do my homework based on an Al Roker forecast that we're going to get snow that day. I mean, work with me here. I'm only in the 5th grade. But I'm thinking, I don't know what he's talking about. People, I woke up at 5 in the morning. I ain't do that homework. I looked out, the street was drier than the Sahara. I said, I'll be doggone. And I cursed Al Roker to this day till he got sick, though. So make the wall for Al Roker. He's a good guy. I was just in my feelings as a 5th grader. And here's my main man, Nuri Amir, songwriter extraordinaire for cooling the game. What's up, Nuri? Where you at, brother? You in Atlanta? Nuri went all the way to Kenya. And I don't know what airport he was at, but he took a picture of a zebra walking on the runway. I'm like, what kind of flight you doing, brother? But good to see you, Nuri. I know we're overdue for a call, man. I hope everything's well. And please give Mama big words, a big hug for me. His mom is the truth, man. See, Nuri's mother is the type of mother when that girl got the Gorilla Glue in her hair, Mama wouldn't call anybody. She just said something like, you know next time. See that right there? You know next time. I got to get the video of the guy who glued the cup to his mouth, talking about, you know, the other girl is lying. Like, why? Who does that? The zebra was in the airport. Was the zebra on the flight or working at the airport? You got to clarify, Nuri. You got to clarify. You know, the zebra might, you know, with COVID, the zebra might have been picking up some hours. I don't know. It might be working luggage. You know what I'm saying? My main man, Nuri. But, you know, I'm just getting to a point, man. It's like I have to laugh a little bit. Why do they even have an impeachment trial for Trump? Like, why? Like, why? These people have told you they're not going to indict this guy. And I'm going to tell you why. To indict Trump means you got to indict yourself. You know, snitches don't tell on snitches. Snitches don't tell on snitches. That's exactly the same thing. But I have to say, though, boy, I'd like to see him go to jail just for a little bit. You know, just for a little bit. And I like for him to wait for somebody to pardon him out of jail. It seems fair. You know, just like 4 or 5 years, enough to get a couple of tattoos, you know, start a smoking habit, get an affinity for ramen noodles, and wear his t-shirt inside out like a onesie, and then get him, you know, get him pardoned. Okay, Nerd, I got you, man. The airport is the national park. Whatever they do over in Kenya, man, you know, I have no say so. I just know my brother sent me a picture of a zebra. I'm just saying, Nerd, it was a little different. But man, we miss you, brother. Thank you for coming on the show. So listen, I have one more clip on the show, and then I'll come back. And this is one of my favorite clips. I have 2 really favorite clips, and both, well, 3. One is with Scatman Crothers. One was with, well, no, I have several. One, Red Fox, Fred Sanford with the 3 Degrees, Fred Sanford with Scatman Crothers, and the 2 he does with Smiley Rogers, which are just freaking amazing. All right, so we'll be back. Remember, these are just jokes. Hold on a minute. Let me get this thing straight. Make sure the sound is correct. Because without sound, these are just inaudible. All right, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful and the exciting Fred G. Sanford and Smiley Rogers, better known as Sanford and Son.
Gotta get old tuxedo press. Gotta sew a button on my vest. Tonight I've got to look my best. Lulu's back in town. Got to get $50 somewhere. Shine my shoes, slick my hair. Gotta get myself a boutonniere. Lulu's back in town. You can tell all my pets and all my hollow coquettes. Mr. Otis regrets that he won't be around. You can tell the mailman not to call. I ain't coming home until the fall. I might not get back home at all. Yeah! You can tell all my pets and all my Harlem coquettes, Mr. Otis regrets that he won't be around. Shinsky, you can tell the mailman not to call. I ain't coming home till the fall. Yeah, and I might not get back home at all. Lulu's back in town. She came back, looking good, like she should. She about 5 feet 5, good grace alive. A little bit here and a little bit there, here a bit, there a bit, everywhere a little bit. Lulu is back
just wish, brother. I wish. That is phenomenal stuff, man. Phenomenal stuff. So let me get a couple things out here. First, I want to thank our sponsor, BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. You can call or go to the website, but if you want to go to the website, it's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. If you want to call 1-800-679-3175. Again, that's 1-800-679-3175. And you can speak to the Harriet Tubman of Financial Freedom, Miss Maxine Cade, also on our show often. And make sure you talk to her because her whole idea is getting people out of the debt of slavery. Important, very important stuff. And she's going to be one of our guests on our 300 show, inshallah. So that's one. Number two is, brothers and sisters, whatever's going on, I need us as a group, as a collective, as a team, to understand that people are not as happy as they could be. People are down. And sometimes people look at us, comedians, they think we always have, this effervescence with laughing. We have hard times too. But you know what? I'm a comedian, but I'm a believer first. And part of that is, being a believer means that you bet on yourself. That your religious orientation says bet on yourself because you always have somebody that you're counting on. You're never out there alone. So, salute to you. All of you that get up every morning knowing, yep, there's still a pandemic. Yep, there's still economic problems. Yep. Kids aren't in school, remote learning. Yep. I'm dealing with the economy. Yep. So big shout out to all of you who get up every morning knowing that that's the way it is and you go out and do your best. And an even bigger shout for everybody that knows that's the way it is and you do it, you give your best and you put a smile on your face. I want to give a shout out to my comedy spirits, Red Fox, LaWanda Page, Timmy Rogers, Damon Wilson, Bubba Blexley, and a big shout out to B.B. King, who I actually had the honor of work. I didn't work with him. Let me be clear. I worked at the Riverside Theater in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This was my idea of breaking into show business. I was going to work as an usher and then be somehow they were going to discover me and I was going to be working, but it didn't work out that way. I was an usher and I was working concierge services this particular time. And the show in town was basically B.B. King and Bobby Blue Bland. This is a heck of a lineup. B.B. King, Bobby Blue Bland, two heavyweights of blues. So they were rehearsing. And I got my courage together to go talk to him. Because my dad had all the Bobby Blue Bland records, Members Only, Hard in the City, something like that. I mean, he was a legend. And I walked up and I said, hey, Mr. King, my name is Preacher Moss. I'm going to be a concierge. If you need anything, let me know. I'm also an aspiring comedian, blah, 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 blah. And he looked at me with his guitar and said, all right, now, brother. I said, well, I need you to make a run for me. And I'm like, anything, Mr. King, anything. He said, I need you to get my medicine. I was like, oh, what, are you sick? You look healthy. And he wrote out medicine. I was like, oh, he write out his own prescriptions. It was a list of this about this long, brothers and sisters. It was nothing but alcohol for him and the band. And I didn't want to let BB down. But the problem was, I wasn't old enough to drink. So I'd take my friend Lewis with me, who had a license. So we went to the liquor store. Here's the funny part. Neither one of us had a car. But we didn't think about that as we walked up Wisconsin Avenue. We found the liquor store. And we actually got bottles and bottles of alcohol. And I'm like, what are we going to do? Because we didn't have a car. So I come up with the bright idea. Lewis, let's take the bus down to the Riverside Theater. And I'll never forget, this black lady with a really bad wig, she opened that door, and we started putting that. He had to make several trips. And she heard the bottle was clanging. She said, what? Wait, hold on a minute. She goes, are you boys bringing alcohol on this bus? And I said, I was being smart. I said, yeah, but it's not open, it's closed. She said, boy, I'll smack your mouth to the back of your head. I said, oh my gosh, it's so violent. And Lewis starts panicking. And I said, ma'am, I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, this alcohol is not for us. I said, this alcohol is for BB King and Bobby Blue Bland. And she said, well, hell, why didn't you say that in the first place? That lady jumped off her route that she was going, swung back around. She said, she dropped us off in front. I got her name. I said, I'm going to get you tickets. And she came to the show. And that's how we bonded ourselves with Bobby Blue Bland and BB King. My first successful foray in entertainment. So, shout out to some of the masters that did it before us, and we stand on your shoulders. Listen, everybody, you guys have been wonderful. I appreciate you. I don't know if you hear that enough, but I appreciate you for all your time, your your support, and it means a lot, especially these days. So listen, want everybody to take care of yourself, stay healthy, keep your spirits up, eat healthy, get your rest. All right, brothers and sisters, I'm Preacher Moss. This is the Shout Out Show. See you tomorrow on Saturday Spotlight, where we will be taking a look at Clarence Avant in our Saturday Spotlight. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your Shout Out Show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next Shout Out Show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarif Altar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out TarifAltar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.